So this is a little tutorial on how to give a good testimonial. I learned this from one of the top infomercial guys in the country at a marketing seminar in Southern California a few years ago. It's called the DIP model, and what it is, it simply explains what to focus on and in what order in giving a good testimonial. And this is a testimonial you've heard over and over again in a lot of different settings. Most people don't give naturally one that's optimized for people to understand the value of what you're saying. So the model is about 5% of your time you're going to talk about the present, and then about 85% of your time you're going to talk about the past, and about 10% of the time you're going to talk about the present again. So that's the dip. So your focus is really on the past. Your focus is also on negative feelings and the frustration particularly that comes from failed attempts to solve the problem that you had. So here's an example. I'm going to use a made-up product called the Flavomizer. And so the Flavomizer, of course, is something that's going to make you look better, right? So the idea is, I'm doing well now. I'm fit, healthy, and I get lots of dates, right? If you're single. But it wasn't always that way. I was really kind of depressed and all that because I was overweight, and I was just not happy with the fact that I wasn't getting enough attention or whatever it might be. Didn't like the way I looked. And I tried this different strategy, I tried that different product, I tried dieting, I tried exercise. Nothing worked until I found the Flavomizer. And so this is the key moment. You got to say, until I found this, until I found the chiropractor, until I found this person who solved my problem. And then what you're doing is, for a little bit past that, you're going to reference back how those negative feelings turned into positive feelings, and how all those failed attempts were solved by specific benefits of the Flavomizer or of working with a certain person if they're offering service. So a service would be, I'm pain-free now, but it wasn't always that way. Before, I had a stiff back. I couldn't have flexibility. I stopped playing tennis because I couldn't stretch like I wanted to. And it was really hampering my recreational life and my health because I wanted to exercise regularly. And I was really frustrated. And then I met Dr. Mike, the chiropractor. And Dr. Mike helped me feel better and solve my problems in this way. But notice you're going to spend 85% of your time in the negative, which is counterintuitive to most people. The typical testimonial is, I really recommend Joe Schmo, good guy, has integrity, it's worked for me. And it's not specific enough. So one of the things you want to go into when it's something to do with business, so business to business, is, before I found this advertiser, now I'm doing great, I'm making good money, but let me tell you, it wasn't always that way. And you go into the failed attempts of getting your word out, getting leads generated, and getting a return on your investment of your marketing or advertising dollars. And then you say, then I met such and such advertising company. And Mr. So-and-so helped me to feel so much better about this whole process. I'm getting a 25% increase in my net profits, 150 leads every week, and I couldn't be happier, strongly recommend, that kind of thing. So you use some metrics. So you want to mention the metrics, either a percent increase in your net profits, a return on your investment, 500% ROI, and you could even go into dollars if you really want to. I went from $100,000 to $200,000 in 6 months, and I owe it all to so-and-so advertiser. So that's the DIP model, and I look forward to hearing any comments you have below.